Hello everyone and welcome back friends. Today's video is going to shock you. These two ordinary looking Singapore coins, the 1968 20 cents and the 1980 20 cents, are suddenly trending among collectors. People are hunting for them everywhere and prices are rising fast in 2025. The 1968 coin was one of Singapore's earliest issues after independence, featuring the iconic swordfish design, made of copper nickel, and now becoming harder to find in clean condition. The 1980 20 cents may look newer, but collectors are paying attention to its limited older series design and its high-grade shine. If you've got either of these coins lying around, check their edges and surface carefully. A sharp strike, clear lettering, and untarnished shine can turn a simple coin into a collector's piece, worth far more than face value. So keep watching, because you might be holding one of Singapore's trending treasures right in your hands. 1980 Singapore 20 cents coin. Have you ever picked up a small silver coin and wondered if it could tell you a story about an entire nation? This simple-looking coin, the 1980 Singapore 20 cents, is not just a piece of metal, it's a piece of Singapore's early economic history, a symbol of progress, and today, a collectible that's gaining more and more attention among coin lovers worldwide. The 1980 Singapore 20 cents belongs to the first series of Singapore circulation coins, which were first issued shortly after the country gained independence in 1965. These coins were designed to represent Singapore's journey from a small trading port to a global economic powerhouse. The designer of this series was Stuart Devlin, an Australian artist known for his exquisite coin designs across the Commonwealth. Every detail in this coin's design carries meaning, and that's what makes it special. Let us look closely at the obverse. You can see the bold 20 placed right in the center. Surrounding it is a beautiful arc of wheat stalks, a symbol of prosperity, growth, and the hardworking spirit of the people of Singapore. Above it, you can read Singapore, written elegantly, with the year 1980 marking the coin's mint year. The surface of the coin has that old metallic tone, slightly worn, but still shining with the kind of character only time can give. Now flip the coin over, and the reverse reveals the true essence of national pride. At the center sits the coat of arms of Singapore, featuring the bold lion and tiger supporters, standing strong beside the shield. Below it, you'll see the national motto Majulah Singapura, which translates to Onward Singapore. Around the edge of the coins, you'll notice the country's name inscribed in 4 official languages: English, Chinese, Malay, and Tamil, representing Singapore's multicultural unity. It's a coin that speaks to everyone in the country, no matter what language they speak. In 1980s, this coin was just a common piece of pocket change, used every day for bus rides, snacks, and groceries. Millions were minted for circulation, and because they were used so frequently, very few survived in mint condition. Today, over 4 decades later, finding a 1980 Singapore 20 cents coin in crisp, brilliant uncirculated condition has become surprisingly rare. In average circulated condition, this coin usually sells between 25 cents to $1 USD. But collectors in 2025 are paying special attention to coins that are still in excellent shape, with sharp rim edges, clean surfaces, and original mint shine. In uncirculated or mint state, MS65 and above, this coin's value can easily rise to around $15 to $30 USD, depending on the grading and strike quality. There's another fascinating side to this story: coins. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, the Singapore Mint was producing large numbers of coins, and occasionally, a few flawed ones slipped through the quality checks. Collectors have discovered off-center strikes, double die errors, and planchet flaws on a few of these coins. If you happen to find an error 1980 20 cents coin, its value could jump dramatically, sometimes to $75, $100, or even more, depending on the rarity of the error and the condition of the piece. What's driving the renewed interest in Singapore coins in 2025? Well, its simple Singaporean coins from this era reflect the rapid transformation of a young nation. The 1980 20-cent coin is part of a larger story, a time when Singapore was establishing its currency, building trust in its economy, and proudly showing its identity through national symbols on its coins. For many collectors, holding this coin feels like holding a small part of Singapore's incredible success story. The coin itself is made of cupro nickel, giving it a silver appearance and strong resistance to wear. It weighs around 5.66 grams and measures 23.6 millimeters in diameter. Over the years, these coins have aged gracefully, some with natural patina, some still shining bright, depending on how they were stored. Collectors love finding pieces that have remained untouched, often preserved in albums or coin holders for decades. Now let us talk about the sentimental side of it. Many Singaporeans who grew up in the 1980s remember using these coins in everyday life for school canteens, vending machines, or public buses. To them, this coin isn't just currency, it's nostalgia. And that emotional connection adds another layer of value that no grading or auction price can measure. In 2025, numismatist coin experts have begun documenting and grading these early Singapore coins more carefully. The 1980 20-cent coin, while still affordable, is becoming part of international collections. It represents a historical link between Asia's economic rise and the artistry of coin design that captured it. So, next time you come across this 1980 Singapore 20-cent coin, don't just see it as a small piece of change. Look closer, admire the craftsmanship, the national pride, and the history engraved on both sides. Because what may seem like an ordinary coin today could soon be a rare collector's gem, especially in this decade of rediscovery and preservation. And remember, in numismatics, rarity doesn't always come from gold or silver, sometimes it comes from time, history, and a story worth telling. This 1980 Singapore 20-cent coin carries all three. 1968 Singapore 20-cent coin. In the world of numismatics, some coins carry far more value than just their metal content. They carry a story, a nation's pride, and the first steps of a young country building its identity. And among those coins, the 1968 Singapore 20-cent coin stands as one of the earliest and most symbolic pieces of the Lion City's independent era, when Singapore introduced its very first coinage series in 1967. It marked a powerful moment in its history. After gaining independence in 1965, the country needed its own currency, something that represented its sovereignty, culture, and progress. The 1968 20-cent coin belongs to that first series of Singapore circulation coins, minted just 1 year after the initial issue. And it remains one of the most recognizable designs to collectors worldwide. This coin was designed by Stuart Devlin, the same master artist who designed many of the Commonwealth's coinages, including Australia's decimal coins. Devlin's goal was to blend simplicity with national symbolism. And the result was a beautiful, timeless design that continues to attract collectors more than 5 decades later. Let us take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, the 1968 20-cent coin features a graceful stalk of grain, curving along the left edge, representing abundance, prosperity, and the hard work of the people of Singapore. At the center is the bold numeral 20, and just below, the word cents. Around the upper rims, ULLC Singapore written in elegant lettering, along with the year 1968 placed neatly at the top. The design feels balanced, clear, and dignified, a perfect symbol of Singapore's stability in those formative years. Now, turning to the reverse side, you'll find the coat of arms of Singapore, showing the lion and tiger supporters on either side of a central shield. Beneath it, the national motto Majula Singapura, meaning Onward Singapore, reminds us of the nation's forward-looking spirit. The country's name is inscribed in 4 official languages: English, Malay, Chinese, and Tamil, showcasing the cultural diversity that defines Singapore's unity. It's not just a design. It's a statement of who Singapore was becoming: strong, proud, and inclusive. In 1968, these coins were minted primarily for daily use. They were produced at the Singapore Mint, which had only recently begun its operations. The coin itself is made of cupro-nickel, giving it durability and a silver-like shine. It weighs 5.66 grams and measures 23.6 millimeters in diameter, exactly the same specifications that continued for later years in the series. Because it was used so widely in daily commerce, many of the 1968 20-cent coins show signs of wear scratches, faded details, and tarnish from decades of circulation. However, a small number of coins were carefully preserved by collectors, and those pieces in uncirculated or mint-state condition have become highly sought after in 2025. In average circulated condition, the 1968 20-cent coin holds a collector value between $0.50 and $1.50 USD. But in brilliant uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS64 to MS66, their value can rise to $20 to $45 USD, depending on the luster, strike quality, and absence of marks. If you were lucky enough to find one graded above MS67, you're holding a truly premium piece that could fetch up to $70 or more in the current numismatic market. Now let us talk about something every collector loves: minting errors. Coins from the early years of Singapore's minting often show fascinating variations. Some 1968 20-cent coins have been found with off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet flaws, which make them incredibly collectible, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. Such error pieces can bring anywhere from $100 to even $250 USD or higher at international coin auctions. What truly adds to the charm of the 1968 20-cent coin is its historical context. It's one of the very first coins ever made by Singapore as an independent nation. Just 3 years after independence, Singapore was still finding its footing, developing industries, establishing its economy, and defining its national identity. This coin captures that moment in time, the birth of a nation's currency, designed to last generations. For many older Singaporeans, the sight of this coin brings back childhood memories when these were used daily in markets, bus fares, and school canteens. For younger collectors, it's a piece of living history, something tangible from an era they've only heard about. It's these personal and cultural connections that make the 1968 coin series so meaningful. By 2025, the demand for early Singapore coins has grown steadily, especially among collectors from Asia, Europe, and the United States. The reason is simple: Singaporean coins represent both artistry and economic history. They are beautifully made, affordable for beginner collectors, and increasingly rare in high grade. Auction records from recent years show a consistent rise in prices for early issues, especially coins from the first minting years like 1967 and 1968. So, if you have a 1968 20-cent coin, look at it carefully. Check the rim, the letterings, and the shine. If it's still crisp, with minimal scratches and full details on the coat of arms, you may have a collectible worth far more than you think. And if it's an error strike, even better. Those are the hidden treasures everyone's looking for. Beyond the price, this coin holds a deeper significance. It tells the story of a nation that believed in progress, unity, and hard work, and reflected all of that in its currency. It's a small coin with a big story, and every mark on it is a reminder of the journey Singapore has taken since those early days of independence. In a world moving quickly toward digital payments and cashless economies, coins like the 1968 20 cents remind us of where it all began, when currency was more than just a number. It was art, culture, and pride struck into metal. And that's what makes this coin so special for collectors even today. So the next time you come across a 1968 Singapore 20 cents coin, hold it gently, study its details, and remember, this isn't just old change. It's a survivor from the first years of an independent nation. A piece of history that still speaks, even 57 years later. And in 2025, Its story and its value continues to grow. Thank you for watching the entire video. You can tell us in the comments what we should make the next video about.